Shall we begin?
Yeah, this is the first...
Wait. Oh. Hello, and welcome to the Aren't You Glad podcast. I'm your host, Nate Lex.
And this is Cam Toner.
The other host. And now we're doing it.
And now we're doing the thing. We're doing this thing. I don't know if to look. I don't think we should. I think we should look at each other.
I definitely will if I have to do a bit.
You're like, hello.
Yeah. Guys, I'm Nate. I'm a cardist. We talked about this earlier. Cam is the guy who is talented at capturing my talent.
Right.
I, for some reason, pour out this weird talent thing.
Yeah,
where like I grab a deck of cards and all of a sudden I have this move in my mind and then all of a sudden people want to learn it, so we make a video about it.
And I make that video.
And then Cam helps me shoot the video because I have two hands.
Right.
And one body.
Yes. But yeah, so this is going to be called the Aren't You Glad podcast. I feel like it goes with everything we do.
Natalie says hi, by the way.
Oh,
I told her we were recording the podcast.
Oh, good. I'm glad that...
She is excited for us.
Good.
We have a friend named Natalie. She's pretty great.
She is great. So, Nate,
this episode is called We Didn't Say Banana.
Oh, aren't you glad we didn't say banana?
That was the whole point.
Yes.
Because we do. I don't know if you guys don't know this already. For some reason, if you found this podcast,
you should
without not knowing that we do card stuff. I don't know how you did, but
congratulations.
And cool. I'm glad you're here still. I feel like I'm leaning in more, so I want to put this closer to you.
Oh, do it, because you're probably talking louder than I am.
Yep, and I lean in more, so like you do it already.
Hello.
And I already lean in when I talk.
Right.
So it's probably better. And then
you have more hand room. You have more hand room.
I do.
It's fine. Anyways, yeah. So if you don't know, our first deck we ever came out with was Peelers. When we were Peelers playing cards, and that was a banana deck. And then we came out with. We turned into organic playing cards and came out with Squeezers, an orange-themed deck. And, yeah, so...
And now we're doing a whole fruit line. We can't give you any more secrets just yet, but our plan is to make a lot more.
Yeah, it's all secret.
I would also like to do something for the story real quick for our Instagram because...
Do it for the story. We can do whatever we want with this, Nate.
I know, it's ours.
We can cut it in and out if we want. We don't have to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Cam and our... camera crew and our lights and the outside and our cards, and we're doing a podcast.
Aren't you glad?
We're glad. You guys should be watching our YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should go do that now. Well, we'll kiss you at the end.
Okay. I can't.
Just because I can.
Yeah, so Nate, why don't you introduce yourself first for the people if you don't know who Nate is?
I did already. So now you're breaking.
Well, you should also say that, you run an amazing page called More Than Paper. And you've been doing cardistry for 5 years.
Almost 6 now.
Almost 6.
It's getting crazy. So I run this page called More Than Paper, and I'm very visually gifted, I guess, because I love posting in threes. I like the setup of...
The aesthetic.
Yeah, and like my grid game, the kids might say, is pretty strong. If you didn't... See, this is the type of stuff. This is the type of stuff we get to do now.
I know. But yeah, Nate is a very talented individual. He's also part of an a cappella group on campus.
I am not anymore.
You're not. You were.
I was. I might be again next year.
Okay.
And we don't have to cut it out. That's the best part. Is these are the weird bits.
That
like are funny.
Right.
Cam and I kind of know each other.
Just a little.
So I was in an a cappella group, and then for my better mental health of a current dramatic situation. I'm out of it. It's better for myself, and I have had other outlets to do music, and I'm fine. Also, I get to spend more time doing this, and I can actually focus on my studies.
You get to spend time with me.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, we're married. He has yet to buy me the ring.
By contract. It's fine.
By contract. Legally, you don't own me yet.
I know.
I love how loud your laugh. You can't see it, but I can see the wavelengths. You can see
how wavy my laughs are?
Yeah.
I'll lean back. It's fine.
No, it's fine. You can just laugh. You'll just have to fix it later because it's your job.
You're right.
You're just making more work for yourself.
I know.
You're fine. I think this is the first one.
Time.
So
this is the first one.
It feels like the first time.
Yeah. Oh, this is the first time. It doesn't feel like it.
Feels like the very first time.
All right, now you're just showing off.
No,
I know. You're trying to serenade me.
I'm trying to nerd.
nerd.
So, this is what the podcasts are made of.
I know.
I have notes, but we're not necessarily following the notes.
Right.
And that's what makes it special.
Perfect. Now.
So, can I just address that we both said a different word, but at the same time?
Yeah.
I said special, and you said perfect.
Yes. So if you don't know me, I'm kind of more behind the scenes, but I have started a vlog on the Organic Playing Cards YouTube, which if you've not checked out, my first one is up, and probably my second one will be up by the time this comes out. So that'll be super fun and cool.
I love that we're doing this.
This is coming out Wednesday.
This is my favorite now. I feel like this might end up being my favorite thing that we do.
Oh, I low-key think so too. Other than like
making the content is pretty great, but
yeah.
So tell me, Cameron, how's your week been?
My week's been pretty good.
Was there anything that sticks out to you this week that you've been doing that you want to talk about?
Yes. So
besides the stuff we can't share.
That's hard because we've had so much happen this week.
Literally so much has happened.
So much has happened this week.
People are going to hate us for this because they're going to be like, "You didn't even tell us what happened."
Right. Oh, I know. I know.
I just kicked the mic.
It's fine.
I'm the worst.
Wow. But yeah, so if you don't know, I do photography and videography professionally. I actually work at a advertising agency here in Muncie.
And I'm unemployed.
You're like, and hello, this is my job.
This is what we're trying to make our job.
I know, right? So yeah, that's
I'm interrupting you. I'm being rude.
You're fine. You're fine. I've been super busy this week making content. I'm actually super glad that we are starting to create tons of more content just for you guys. Like consistency is key, and like actually putting time towards it and like making it a priority has been really fun. Instead of just talking
about it,
right?
Like
and then
this
just
would
never
be cool.
doing it, right? Because I feel like that's what we were like doing before, and now we're actually like diving deep into it. So it's added some hours onto my day, but it's definitely worth it.
Sorry, you make me think of songs sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm diving in, I'm going deep in over my head. I want to be caught in the rush, lost in the
What is that song called?
I believe it's a worship song. In over my head, I want to go. The river's deep, the river's wide, the river's water is alive. So sink or swim, I'm diving in.
I don't. I feel like I've heard it, but
it's just you said diving in, and then my head turns into a jukebox.
Oh, it's fine. I thought of Ed Sheeran, but that's okay.
I can't wait till the point where this becomes so famous that we have an editor, so that when I said my head turns into a jukebox, my head turns into a jukebox.
Yeah, I don't have enough time for that.
No, but I'm picturing later on, if we ever get like those crazy fans who do like animations and would take like a bit of our podcast and turn. If you do animation, I'm calling you out right now. Turn my head into a jukebox. Actually,
I would actually really love to see that.
Turn my head into a juice box. And that's our sponsor spot for the week.
That's
Sponsored by Organic Playing Cards.
Our shameless plug.
I love it. Also, if you guys are listening to this on iTunes and are not watching the video on YouTube, you're crazy because we don't have an iTunes for this yet. So you're just watching the video. Or if you're just listening to it in your earphones and you got another tab open and you're listening to this,
we appreciate you too.
I just want to let you know, click off of that video or whatever you're doing, your homework or something, and come back and watch us. I don't know why you left.
The kids need to do their homework.
You're right. We should be good influences.
Yeah.
Influencers.
Inners.
What?
You were like,
what did you say? What? Are you making fun of me now?
Yeah.
And this is why this is fun.
I know. So, to wrap up what I've been doing this week, I've also been preparing for... I know, it's fine. We get off topic. I love it. Point. It is the point. So I've been busy with the vlog. I've been vlogging a lot of the things I've been doing. I had a super fun studio shoot this last weekend, and I'm preparing for spring break, which we're both... what the level? Oh, that's in there for sure. I can't wait to hear that either. I'm sitting here like, why?
Because
why are you how you are?
Why are you the way you are?
I just saw the wheels turning, and you were like...
I can't wait till you make a trailer for our channel, or for like the Instagram or something. There's like a couple little clips, and it's just like...
Right. I mean, it is orange juice, kind of. So it's ironic. The snacks that I wanted to bring are all orange, and this just happens to me sometimes.
You ever been just too on brand?
Have you ever? And not meant to be.
I didn't even open
Yes.
the goldfish.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be really loud chewing. But yeah, we're
That's a bit later.
Yeah, we're going on spring break here currently because we both are college students.
Oh right.
Yes,
We should
and
finish this week before we talk about next week. But that should be.
we can intro into the next week.
But I haven't even got to talk about my previous week. Just go.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm going to Colorado Springs for spring break, so I've been preparing for that. That's been part of my week.
And I am going to Rochester, New York on a mission trip, so pray for me. We're going to be serving out in the cold.
Yeah,
and it's going to be so, stupid cold.
It's upstate New York. That gets cold.
Yeah, so I can't wait to go because the opportunities I'm going to get to have to serve people. But it going to be cold. It going to be a cold boy. I love
So
this
cool.
already.
So cool.
I already. This is already my favorite thing that we do. I can't. I'm at a cold boy.
A cold boy.
You ever had a cold boy? Just a little one.
Just a little. But yeah. So how was your week, Nate? Nate, what have you been doing?
So you and I got some exciting mail.
We did.
I've been getting. Okay, so for more than paper, I get decks of cards all the time in the mail because people want. That sounds so braggy, but it's just kind of a cool. I don't want it to be braggy. This is a cool opportunity that I get. People want to be featured on my page and just see me use them or get like content from me because they like what I produce.
Right, you're very talented.
And so some people reach out to me and go, "Hey, will you use our deck on your page?" And I'm like, "Oh, are you telling me you're going to send me a free deck of cards?" Oh, I would love to.
That's the dream. Like that's what like I think everyone out there wants to
Yes.
do.
Well, everyone in this community is like, "You get free decks of cards?"
Right. Like don't even pay me. Just send me the deck.
Right. And I'm like, that won't buy me food. So I sometimes maybe need, like I thought about this actually. If you're watching this, and I want to put this out there.
Do it.
I'm thinking about if someone's like trying to do a Kickstarter deck or something, that if you were to send me a prototype or even send me a deck if you've already got it printed, that I would make like Kickstarter media packages to do like a hype video, pictures, and then potentially if you wanted to, because I've helped a bunch of other people with their campaigns, like just on accident, helping you with like different promo, knowing who to reach out to, knowing kind of what your slogans should be and what you should talk about. Literally, this guy named Saxton Cards, shout out to him if he's watching, produced this QR code deck that originally stemmed from us having a conversation about wind. Because I was like, he basically said, I have this idea for a deck, but I don't know if it's good or not. And I'm like, okay. And then we were talking about how to have your own deck of cards, there should be a good reason behind it, or else you stop in the middle and go, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? Like have it backing the whole thing, especially so we had centered fruit around ours, and we have fruit centered things in all of the stuff that we do, which is why it got like you have to have a solid main idea so that when you pay attention to detail like those things, you have a place to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like him with wind, he was like, oh, I don't know how I should make the court cards. And I was like, you need to work on the idea of what exactly the wind means to you. Or like, because he lives in a place, I forget exactly where he lives, but he lives in a place where like the wind means a lot to his culture or something.
Right.
Or it's very important to like his city.
Right.
So with that, I was like, okay, well then what does that mean to you? And then try to incorporate that into those little things. So like for us, it's kind of easy. It's like, oh, okay, oranges. What do people do with oranges? It doesn't necessarily have to be us. I heard a sound. It's okay. Oh, I bet you it's Jay. Jay is one of the custodians. He's great. We gave him a deck of peelers.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, so potentially making media packages for people if they want to like be paid to make a media package,
right.
So they get like a certain number of. It's basically what I did. If you guys haven't heard of deluxe playing cards,
yes.
Tyler Heineman is a minor league baseball, I believe, catcher or pitcher. I can't remember. He's a baseball player, and reached out to me for his deluxe thing and paid me to basically shoot a video and then promote it on my page and then like send him a bunch of photos. So I was like, this would be cool if more people did this, then I could make this my job. Because one of the things I like about More Than Paper is it's not like I like making my content, so I needed a place to put it, but I don't really care what deck I use. And I think it's fun. If you guys haven't seen it, a lot of what I do involves like the fashion, and like I was even describing this to Natalie the other day. It's like an accessory. Cards are the accessory, so like matching all the colors is really fun for me.
Right, like a watch or like shoes almost.
Or
sometimes.
like if you've ever seen someone's outfit where that's like a really good outfit, it's like they have like a color palette, so it's like black, red, and white, and you can tell in like the laces of their shoes or like the watch that they're wearing. It's got like a red band and a black face, or like black face.
Yeah.
Man, this racist watches. All right, now we're doing this.
We're doing this now?
Is this what's happening? Your laugh is just projected. I don't know why I'm not laughing out loud.
I just laugh very loud.
That's fine. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Anyway, More Than Paper, I like to feature new decks.
Right.
Because I think of it as a platform for like new decks that don't have a good place to like be put.
Right.
I have to like it. That's the thing, is like I have to see. There was a deck that some guy sent me that I really appreciated, and I kind of threw it up on my story because he sent me something. But I was like, I wouldn't buy this, and if I wouldn't buy it, I wouldn't post it.
Right. Well, that's just you trying to be true to like the people that follow you. Like you want to like the product that you're going to put
and also
out there.
if I don't see success in it, but I post it on my page, am I doing them a service? Because it's like then I'm giving them false hope because it's up on my page, but then nobody else likes it.
Right.
So it's like one of the things that I think that I've been gifted with is, and what you have also been gifted with this, that we both can like see a good picture, so we can also see a good deck of cards. Like we notice a good design,
right?
And we can go, oh, that's nice,
right?
Without really needing to know why or how.
Yeah.
So if I don't think it's gonna do well, then I don't need to put it on my page, give you false hope. I'd be like, keep working on it. And then some people have like Saxon Cards didn't super like his original idea, but then he sent me the QR code thing, and I was like, send me that prototype. I will throw it up on my.
Do it.
Yeah, but that was the thing, is like having that conversation, which I don't. Your computer blacked.
It's fine. It's still recording.
Okay, now it's just not as satisfying to watch the waves. Oh, I thank you.
The waves are back. But that's what I love about the card community, is that like we can have our own thing, but like still support other people. Like I feel like our industry of the playing card industry, it's not like as cutthroat as a lot of other industries, and I think
it's starting to get there with the upper guys, but the people who are still involved at the low, it's almost like a tier system.
Right.
The top tier people share with each other, but not anybody below them, or and there's nobody above them.
Right.
But like us lower tier people, and here's the thing, if we ever become a top tier person, I'm not going to ever stop shouting out the lower tiers, because that's how they get big.
Right.
And that's like, and if you believe in something, shout them out. Like I like that. Shout out to anybody from Orbit if they're watching, because Orbit's basically like, if like anyone worldwide, Fontaine, who's another big one, and anyone, Dealer's Grip maybe.
Right. Are you talking about that just produce cards, or like that produce other things? Because like even like Illusionist or Theory 11 are up on that like level.
Sure. Yeah. Of like they don't
Art of Play.
Dan and Dave, Art of Play, those guys. Like, Dan and Dave and Art of Play do an okay job at like shouting people out, but like they have a lot to go through, so that makes sense.
Exactly, right. Because they wholesale.
But like anyone worldwide, Fontaine, Dealer's Grip, those like top tier of like this, they don't. Art of Play also does more than cards.
Right, exactly. So it's like people that make cards, and that's it. Like they make their own cards, and that's it. That's kind of what
we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're working on getting out of that, and so is Orbit. So I guess what I was saying is, if like Art of Play is like Art of Play, Theory 11, Illusionist, I would say are not even top tier. That's like full on business, actual thing. We are people who are doing it on our own, who are working towards something like that, but aren't there. And the top tier, I'm thinking of like Fontaine, anyone worldwide, Dealer's Grip, those people. If they're tier 1, Orbit's like tier 2, we're probably tier 3 or 4.
Right.
But like Orbit still reaches out to us, we still reach out to Orbit, and Orbit does a really good job of like talking with other people and supporting their followers and making. Gemini Dex is like really also tier 2, potentially nearing tier 3, or I'm sorry, tier 1.
Right.
The reason why, well, I'm almost putting them into this pool because they do support their people, but like Gemini Dex produces a lot of decks all the time. They're kind of almost approaching an Art of Play level, actually.
Right. Their Skid Row, I love the photos that we did of their Skid Row cards, and I just love the cards. Like, I think that they were done really well.
What he does so well is he's a graphic designer himself, I believe.
Right.
I think his name's Pinston or Thomas. I'm butchering his name maybe, but like he's really good at what he does, and is, I think, like a one-man team basically.
Yeah.
As far as I know, and
well, the part that really got me is that like I'm not usually into that style of cards. Like I'm not usually into those, but I love them. So like I don't like especially with how the court cards looked, and like that's just not usually my vibe, as in like decks that I like to carry on me, but I love them. So like that's the part that gets me, is that like I'm not even like I don't like that style of the design, but I love them because they're so good.
I think the reason they do so well is consistency in their production of like decks.
Right, and their consistency.
But like what's weird is like they're coming out with decks all the time. Like every 2 months basically. And he's just got them on the back burner like going off with these decks. And
that's what we're trying to do.
We're getting there. We're getting there for sure. One thing, if anybody happens to be listening from Gemini Decks, one of the things they do so well is support their smaller creators. So like my More Than Paper page, he sends me decks all the time from when I didn't even have that many followers, just to be like, I know you make good content and you're going to post stuff and I'm going to repost you. And it's just like they're really good, really good about giving back to that community.
Right.
And like, one of the things that we're working on that we need to be posting more consistently just to do it. But like our little guys are people who don't have like many followers at all, who post stuff and like reposting them or shouting them out when we see them using our decks or commenting if they've tagged us on things.
Right.
Is actually so fun for me. Right. To be like, you got our deck? Like, it's so cool to
and
be
you're
like
doing good things with it. Like, congrats. Yeah. And like, I think once we start
or either way, even
more,
just literally just the picture of them getting it.
Right.
I'm just like, that's awesome.
Right. And like, I think the more decks that we print, once we get on the same deck level of like printing as many as like Gemini does, that's going to make like, the more we print, the easier and more fun that could be for us to do because there's just more people with them.
And then and one of the things I was also thinking of is Orbit has 6 decks out. Gemini has like over 12 maybe.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Because you have to think about all like the Gemini Casino.
Gemini
colors.
Casinos. There's 6 Gemini Casinos alone.
Right.
So that's 6 there. Then there's Skid Row.
Rows.
There's Superfly.
Right.
3 of those, I think.
Yeah.
3 of those. There's those like casino cards that are like, I think they're like Royales or something. I don't know what they're actually called, but there's like one of them they did once. There's the 2 Malibu decks. There's
have a lot.
Big Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They got a lot.
Yeah.
My goal is to try to get all those, but that I don't have, that he's already not sending to me, like the older ones.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, no. Like.
And we have 2 decks out.
Yeah.
So like, no wonder we're not that big yet.
Right. No. Like, and I love that we're setting the groundwork, like at the same time. So like, I think it's good that we're doing this. Because content-wise, we're going to continue to grow. Mm-hmm. Like, we have something to grow instead of just trying to start it right when we're off the bat.
Well, they don't know when. In the future, we would like to do a second edition of Squeezers. I'll say it right here.
Right. Okay.
People have to find it in the podcast.
Right. They will have to
find it in the podcast. They don't know what
podcast.
it'll be like.
Yeah. They have no clue.
They don't know when it's going to be.
But the next version of Squeezers, we're planning on doing that. Is like printing bulk and then waiting. We're not going to sell out as fast.
I think those things are safe to talk about. That one specifically. Like, people already know that there's a teaser that we're going to do Peelers V2 at some point.
Right. Right.
Now going into like the colors and the release dates and everything on the court cards and whatever.
That's a no.
Can't talk about. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. We have the same.
Not happening.
Not happening.
We can't give it away.
Right.
Where are we at?
Let me check.
Guys, this is the first podcast. We don't even know what time we're at.
Oh, we're at 26 minutes. We're doing okay.
We're podcasting.
We are. So what do we have next? You said to talk about your week.
So, do you have any more details about what you're doing for spring break? No. Or is it just like Colorado?
It's just going to Colorado. But you guys will see that. I think me and Nate are both going to make videos about our trips, and we'll post them somewhere.
So I'm making mine so I'm part of something called Crew, which is Campus Crusade for Christ. I don't even know if they call it that anymore, but it's the Crew movement. It's a Christian-based movement on our campus, and I'm kind of like the unofficial documenter of our trip. Apparently there's going to be like people from like the headquarters of like the big corporate crew that are going to be like, because it's the first time that we'll be going to Rochester as a movement. This is like the first time we're trying it. And so what I thought was cool, I talked to our head guy, Corey. He was like, dude, if you want to bring your camera and everything, that would be amazing. Because then we have something that we don't have to reach from the corporate office to have, or like don't have to get in contact with a bunch of people, to where like I take my camera and mic and shoot the week or whatever I can get, and then take it back, and then we have a video to like show people like, hey, here,
what you did.
Yeah. It's like one of those recaps of like, here's like, you guys were praying for us over the week. You guys
here's
had
a
like
fun thing we did.
Yeah, here's like, you potentially like the families who like we sent out a bunch of we sent out a bunch of like support letters to like help send us on the trip, so we can be like,
this is what we did.
I actually just thought about that right now. Like, I could potentially be making the video that a bunch of people send to their parents.
Right.
Of like, hey, look at this cool week, and our like friend Nate shot it, and I'm like,
right.
Yeah.
And you're like, hi.
I was like, could I just have that available?
Right. Well, and like I think yours is probably more planned out. Mine's just personal. Like, I'm doing it for the channel.
Yours is like, well, and yours is like a vacation.
Right.
Mine's gonna be like an official we'll both have access to them. Yours is more for fun.
Right.
Mine is like
mine is all fun.
I mean, mine will be fun. It's gonna be like a
dual purpose.
What is it? Yours will be just capturing whatever you do. I have like an objective.
Right. Of course. Yeah. That feels.
So yeah, I'm going to Rochester and be recording that. And then what we did today.
Oh, what we did today.
But for some reason, I was thinking about this, that if you guys haven't heard, Cam and I would like to go to Cardistry Con.
That is a thing that we need to talk about. The Cardistry Con officially announced the dates. It's July 18th through the 20th or something like that. And
I think we're gonna go. We're gonna.
I don't think we're gonna go.
We're gonna go.
We're gonna go.
Make it happen.
We're gonna go because I think that at this point, by the time that Cardistry Con is here, that maybe we'll have a couple more decks out
to bring with us to show off. Maybe one will be launching around that time.
Right, and then
literally, guys, I want to make sure you know that's not a real thing. Like, I have no idea.
That's a hope. It
would be okay. It'd be cool. It would be cool to launch one around that time.
Right. But yeah, it's going to be really cool, and I'm pretty pumped about being able to go and like be there and like experience everybody. Because like, here's the thing: we meet all these people, and we talk to all these big people on social media, and like we have no clue who they are, but like we're gonna get to go meet them.
I can't wait to go shake their hand or give them a hug if they let me.
Right. Like, and just be able to like represent who we are and like what we've made. And like
to have like real conversations that aren't over a screen,
right? Or like to have people come up and be like, "Hey, I love what you're doing." It's gonna make me feel like
whole life,
right?
To see that in
or
person.
Like being able to give somebody maybe a deck of Squeezers V1 that like you can't get anymore, and just be like, "Hey, you're a really cool person. Like, have these," and they're just like,
or them
really?
Even like they didn't get the chance to get it maybe or something,
right?
And they're like, I don't know.
I'm just building those relationships.
I'm just picturing the joy we get to spread. We'd be like Santa Claus,
right? Well, because this is like our thing, and like to be able to represent that, and then also receive like not acceptance or like, but just to not even affirmation is what I'm looking for, not validation. It's affirmation.
It would be like, oh, there's a person behind the screen, right? That we get to like meet and see,
or like, hey, what you're doing is impactful. Like, thank you. Like, great. Like, we're going to keep doing that. Like, affirming that we are, like, making an impact on somebody.
Because, like, you can look at the view count and the likes all you want, but, like, when you have that conversation with the person, like, actually, shout out to DK Magician if you watch him, boy.
Yes, he's really good.
One thing is awesome is I have his number, and we, like, FaceTimed a couple times and, like, talked over the phone, and whenever I see a comment from him anymore, like, it means more.
And you see him saying it. Like, you can hear him saying it.
Yeah, and it's not like... I've seen so many screen names that I'm like... I've seen those people before, so I know they're consistent. But, like, having had that conversation with David, and then him going, like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I love that you're doing this. Having heard the inflection in his voice before about what he sounds like saying that, and then looking at his comment, I'm like, it means more.
Right. Well, and even with... if you don't know, Nate is releasing some tutorials with our cards.
Oh, guys... let me find this in the note. You keep talking. I'll find the page.
Oh, okay. So Nate is got a good friend, and he's actually partnering with. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong.
Rick Smith Jr.
Rick Smith Jr.
Okay. This is a list, if you can tell, of how many moves I have yet to make tutorials for, or potentially some I need to redo because they weren't fully done. But this is a list of a lot of tutorials I need to make. There are so many moves in my head that are waiting to be made, guys. So if you're looking forward to more tutorials, I need to just sit down and make them, and I need to make sure that I pace myself.
Right. And can we also acknowledge the fact that I just didn't remember his name and said I don't want to pronounce it wrong, and then it was like the most generic name ever?
Rick Smith Jr. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. It could be awful.
If you're watching this, I'm so sorry, Rick. I thought I just didn't want to mess it up. I just didn't want to mess it up.
No, it's okay.
Or are you taking the mic?
It's just loud. Look at the waves.
Oh. I've done such a good job of not like.
It was the laugh.
It was the laugh.
It was a big old laugh.
I've done such a good job of not cursing though this entire time. That's been.
We're
really good.
proud, guys. We're trying to make this a family-friendly channel.
We are.
I've been raised to. It's just like in my house, it was like you don't do that.
Right.
So it was never a thing that I really did or had to get past.
Right, and I'm a free flowy type. I'm gonna say whatever I want type person.
And then we know that we have 11-year-olds watching sometimes.
Right.
So Cam's working on it.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Because kids, wait, what was the thing? Oh, do your homework and don't curse.
Don't. Oh,
we're being influencers.
I know. So what did you do with your day, Nate? What did you do before you came and sat down here?
Well, I dropped a class. I dropped media law. But do you love that? That's just what happened. I happen to be doing with my day. I'm running on 1 hour of sleep, by the way.
Yeah, I don't, dude. And you haven't had coffee.
Nope.
I've had 2 coffees and I had 8 hours last night.
I've had no coffee and 1 hour of sleep, and I'm still chipper.
Yeah.
It's called the Holy Spirit, ladies and gentlemen. It's powerful. So what I think is funny is Rick Smith reached out to me because I put something up on my page about like teaching cardistry.
Right.
And he apparently wanted to basically learn cardistry from me for a TV show he's doing, and then also feature me on his channel. And I was like, what an opportunity. That's crazy.
Right.
So he's actually going to be shouting out this page, my More Than Paper page, and our Instagrams. I just texted him that today. That was another thing I did today.
Cool.
And if you're watching this, when is this going to go up?
Wednesday.
This is behind the scenes here, people. I was thinking maybe Thursday. Because if we post vlogs on Sunday and these on Thursday,
but then
it's kind of like the same time in between, or is it not?
Well, I think I was thinking like Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, because then it's like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and you wait Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or you could.
But if we did any tutorials, I feel like they'd want to be on Fridays.
So do we need to move the vlogs to Mondays?
No, I think the vlogs can stay Sundays.
Okay.
Vlog Sunday, podcast Wednesday morning.
Tutorial Saturday.
Tutorial Saturday.
So some weeks you get back to back.
Right.
Actually, does that mean that with the tutorial? Because we were talking about the tutorial weeks not being a vlog.
I think that we could do. It'd
be a bonus.
Both.
You get both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why
not?
I mean,
people watch it.
I mean, I would.
Yeah,
I have to
I
make
would
it,
too.
but
I just dropped. I'm bad.
that's okay.
You know what? Oh.
On the ledge.
Oh.
Wait, could I do
didn't
it?
even. I looked at you. I looked in your eyes.
That is the worst.
I looked so deep into your eyes. And see, you can't do a no looker.
I had to catch it.
Well,
You want to bet?
I hope that's wide enough to get that.
Hold on. I'm not bending it the right way. Almost. Dang it. Wait,
I did
looker.
it in front of me.
It hit me in the back of the head.
I did it in front of me.
Oh.
I don't think I could do one behind me. No looking.
Oh, you almost had it too.
I hope this is wide enough to get all of this.
It might not, but that's okay.
I can't. Well, we're gonna mix our cards up. It's fine.
No, I got them all.
Oh, you did?
I should have got them all mine.
So that's what you did with your day, and then now we're here. No, that's mine.
Oh.
So.
Well, I should finish out by saying, Rick Smith Jr. has been fortunate enough to feature me on his channel, and so on Monday, this upcoming Monday, this past Monday, because this will be out on Wednesday.
This past Monday.
Also, excuse me, I farted. Past gas. And then they can't smell it.
You squeezed it out.
Squeezer. Little.
Stop! I can't.
I think at some point it'd be funny to do a multicam.
Oh no, we will. This is the first one.
That's gonna be so much editing.
No, it's not. I'll just sit there and click buttons and watch the whole thing over.
Oh, I guess. Well,
In Premiere, there's a way to do that.
we should eventually we'll have like a bus so we can like switch like random there's no production people. We'll be controlling the bus that switches
switching.
camera. So it'll be you. You'll just be like, and the camera will be like. And people will be like, "What am I watching?"
Yeah.
Or like I have it like it's under the table so I can't see it. It's like on my lap.
Oh, and you're just
and I'm like,
clicking it.
And I'm like, man, Jay back there is
He's just
really messing with it.
Right.
Hey, Jay, can you stop touching that? And I stop poking. I'm like, thanks.
You're fired.
Thanks, Jay.
But yeah.
Anyway, Rick Smith. I keep getting off track.
Yeah,
Rick Smith Jr. is giving us this great opportunity. He's
name is so hard to pronounce.
He's the Guinness Book World Record holder for card throwing and card accuracy. He's been on AGT. He's actually, dude. I actually looked up his reel the other day on his YouTube channel.
It's insane.
He's met like. I almost forgot his name. I almost called him Eddie Murphy. I know he's not Eddie Murphy. For some reason, that was in my head, but I can't think of his name right now. The guy who. Why can't I think of his name? I'm drawing such a big...
The guy that what?
The Miss America mess up. I'm drawing the biggest blank of my whole life. Like drawing a blank card.
I don't either.
See, this is happening right now. Steve Harvey.
Yes.
I couldn't... For the life of me, it was back there.
Yeah.
And it just shot forward my brain.
Oh, Steve.
I don't know why I thought Eddie Murphy. I think it was the V at the end. The V Murphy Harvey.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm like, that's not it. I can picture his face with the big burly hair.
Right, the big Family Feud, man.
Family Feud. Oh, dude, I figured out I could do this yesterday or a couple days. I was in the car with you and I figured this out. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, this is where you do that.
Oh,
It's here.
The voiceover thing. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, I don't.
I did that last night and someone was like, someone turn on an old PS2?
Yeah, right? Is that,
NCAA Football 2003.
But
That's the old game I used to have. You want to talk about your day? I've been talking about Rick Smith Jr. Watch the video. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on there. It's going to be dope, and he's going to help our page out.
Right, and it's going to be lit. I kept doing that to get you to talk more about Rick because I wanted you to talk about more about that.
I think it was okay. So one of the things that happened the other day was I was literally FaceTiming him in the library,
right?
And I'm like, this is
just a little flex,
weird flex, but okay. Just like I don't know, because I was telling people I was like, this is a guy who's been on AGT and whatever, and I was like, and I was literally FaceTiming. Actually, another conversation I had was Eddie Cava. Shout out to you if you're listening.
Oh, I love Eddie.
We're just good at name dropping, and we'll just. Over there? I probably didn't pee. It's fine. I don't... It's fine?
Anyway, stop.
Welcome to my...
What did Eddie Cava do?
Well, I just was mentioning about how he helped to make... I was showing Natalie our picture of the Mario Kart picture.
Oh,
from the,
Eddie.
Eddie's a genius. So I was
That's amazing.
And then out loud, I was like, oh, our friend from Italy.
Right.
And then I was like... What?
Who said that?
Or just like we were talking about once our store. So we were in our school's newspaper. That happened this week.
Oh, how did I forget about that?
Because so many things happened.
So many bigger things have happened than that, and it's.
So we were in our school's newspaper on the online thing and the physical paper. I hope people can hear this.
Just rip it like a Band-Aid, Nate. I know you were trying so hard.
So we're in a school's newspaper.
Oh,
on cover.
I can't wait for that.
I'm coming for you to edit this together.
Yeah, me either. Can you not blow it into the mic? I'd appreciate that. Stop. Oh, I see them. They're tiny. It's fine. It's fine. What were you even saying, Eddie? So Eddie,
our newspaper.
Yes, we were in the newspaper, the Daily News here at Ball State, which is like our student run newspaper.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should put that link in our bio.
Oh, for sure. That link will be in the bio. That's a really cool article. They interviewed both me and Nate and our designer Olivia, which is really awesome, about just us making organic playing cards and kind of our journey.
Dude, speaking of. Camera can pick that up. Are we on autofocus?
Yeah.
Cam hasn't even seen it yet.
What? Oh.
Fruit-themed cards raising awareness for Cavendish banana research, and they reposted a picture of Squeezers and Cam holding it. Speak of the devil. Picked it up, saw that.
Wow.
So anyway,
look at your boy repping.
Look at the boy.
The boy.
So yeah, we are. Actually, I think I can go find probably a DM or something and do that now.
Right.
But we were featured in a newspaper, and we thought so. Cam reached out to them to ask them to do a story on us. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. I was just like,
you
hey,
told them
like,
about that while I set this up.
Yeah. I was like, hey, this could be something cool that like you guys could write about, and they were like, whoa, that's amazing. We're gonna put you on the front page, and that was definitely not something we expected.
Yeah. So no, do the previous thing first. I was good. Never mind. Just go ahead.
I was
gonna get there.
I was gonna.
I was on my way.
I know. But yeah, it was a really cool article. And then
if you're watching, I changed the link so you guys can go look at the article online. I just changed it to our bio.
Cool. Yes.
Long story short, Cam asked them to do a story on us. They were like, "Oh, that'd be a really cool story to do." And then I was literally thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cool. We're in the newspaper." And then I remember riding by on my longboard, one of the hall directors that I know, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I saw your article." And I was like, "Oh, cool!"
So many people shared it on Facebook too because they did it online. Too,
yeah. So I was wondering how. I was like, "Wait, how did you see my article?" Then I picked up the newspaper that day, and on the online thing, we're on the cover of both. The front page of the newspaper and the online article.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so we're the front page of both things.
Both things?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a link just to our article. It was like
the front
Ball State Daily News front page.
Oh.
Was me, that picture you got of me fanning the peelers.
I love that picture. I don't know what.
Dude, someone even said that, made a comment. Either it was a text to one of my friends, but they're like, that was a dope picture. And I'm like, we were just having a good day.
Yeah, that was like in the beginning. I'd been doing photography for like
I was wearing
6
these
months
boots that day.
You were wearing those boots
and
in a red shirt,
salmon-y magenta shirt that is my brother's.
Nice.
I found out.
But yeah, so that also happened this week.
And so now we're like, this is the start. What other places could we be featured in? I literally was thinking about you needing to reach out to maybe the Muncie news station.
Oh, the Star Press.
Anything.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, we got a story that was that went crazy on Facebook and on our pages.
Right.
Get a local news crew out here to then potentially go in national.
Right. Well, yeah.
Sean O is on his Portland, Oregon one.
Right. Yeah.
Look, excuse me, I keep burping.
Yeah. Dude, Sean O, if you're watching this, you're also fantastic. You're very talented. I just enjoy you as a person.
I feel like he's in such a good place, not just like theoretically, but like Portland, Oregon,
right?
Because he's near a bunch of opportunities for people to work with him.
But also, I feel like just in a mentally, he's in a really good place. Like to be doing all the things that he's doing and like keeping how he is as a person. Like he's so on his brand for himself is really nice, and I enjoy it a lot. So
I'm gonna be honest, buddy. You're kind of blowing up too fast, and we miss talking to you. And I know you got a lot of people to talk to, but come back sometime.
Stop. You said we miss you, Sean. We miss you so much.
So we've talked about our days.
I didn't talk about my day.
You're right. Go ahead.
This is my day. I've had class and things, and I got 2 coffees, and yeah, that's really been my day. I had a test, but other than that, just college.
I went
things.
to Spanish, but it wasn't relevant.
Right. So like, this is the best thing I'm doing with my day. So.
What time is it, by the way? We're doing good.
Yeah, we're almost at.
So
we're 45 right now. So
with the last 15, shall we?
We should do the questions.
Take some questions.
Yeah.
Welcome to questions. That's loud. Look at the thing. That's loud.
I know. Yep, I know. That's fine. More work for
Welcome
me.
To questions.
I get it.
I made it a little quieter for you.
Oh, thanks. So I have 3 questions that we got from Instagram story that we put out. So the first question I think that we should cover is from Forrest of Spades, really cool person.
I need Forrest of Spades' name at some point, like their
real name.
Real name.
Yeah, you should,
because
if you're watching this, which I hope
comment.
You are.
Also, one thing, if I wanted to mention this earlier about Cardistry Con, we were talking about how we're going to fund ourselves on the way there. We're almost positive we're going to be able to do it. I said we should put this out there,
right?
Because we love. This is not an ask. This is an offer.
Right.
Because we love being able to support you guys. We're thinking that if you would like to support us in trying to go to Cardistry Con, we would like to potentially like include you with like a small sticker that we have, or potentially just write you a thank you note that's like a personalized thing from me and Cam. And I was talking about how, like my mission trip thing, you raise support to go somewhere. It's not that you couldn't do it anyway, but someone might want to send you because they love what you're doing.
Right. Or if you want to see us there.
Right.
You're like,
so like I've had so many comments about people saying that they want to see More Than Paper there, and then also OPC. So I'm like, guys, if I can't fund my way, but you really want me there, if you'd be willing to, whatever. We might be able to fund it on our own, but if people want to help, I don't think we should deny them that thing. And I would love to send people thank you notes, or potentially even like a
30-minute FaceTime or like something.
You know what would be cool? We're coming up with the ideas on the spot right now. Taking the highlight video we make from Cardistry Con
and shouting them out at the end.
That's another idea. That's perfect.
Right.
I was thinking that we have the hype video that goes public, and then we have those bits and pieces that we didn't include, but kind of make another video that we kind of just like send them a link for.
Oh, like unlisted?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool
that's
too.
just like hey, because you were able to support us going, here's some of the behind the scenes clips that were left out that like not people that didn't support us don't get to see.
Right. We can do both.
Which is something that like we're going to do anyway, but because they sent us, it's like
just for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
And then their names at the end would be dope.
Yeah, right. I enjoy that. That might happen, so stay tuned. So
Let's get
first,
to this question.
First question from Force of Spades.
Excuse me.
So what's the most unexpected place where you got a cardistry idea for Nate and a photo idea for me? So
What is the most what?
What's the most unexpected place
Ooh.
that you've gotten inspiration for a cardistry idea?
Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first because I need to think of mine.
So a lot of my inspiration comes from, it's funny, it comes from messing up. So a lot of my moves will be like trying to learn someone else's move and then messing it up and then be like, oh, well, this is just my thing now. Or the only move I think, a lot of my spin moves or rotating moves are actually things that I've gotten inspiration from. So I think, what's the weirdest place I've gotten inspiration from for a flourish or a cut? Probably, we'll put a hold on that because I can't think of the weirdest, but the one I can answer you right now is, so there's this move I have called Frankenstein that looks something like this, that I got inspiration from Mockingjay or Mocking God, which is this like twirling packet pullback. Ooh, I lost it at the very end. Like pullback thing. Let me try to do it cleaner. If you were watching in the camera, it looks something like this. Oh my gosh, there we go. And it's this like all these rotating. These are so bendy. It helps with like straighter packets, but this like push out. Oh my gosh, I think it's like the elbow above the table. It's not in my usual position. But anyway, let me do this slowly so I can just do it correctly. These rotating packets all spin around together, and it looks so clean, but I got the idea from Mocking God or Mockingjay of that like pull back, and then it spins forward, and then it spins back, and it spins forward. So I was like, I can't do that. But how can I make it look cool like that in stuff that I can do?
Right. Solid.
This audio is going to be all over the place, by the way.
That's fine. I have time to do it.
So
I have a
that's
flight,
not the weirdest place, but that's a place.
Yeah. I think probably also, I can't think of the weirdest place, but a photo I thought of that actually had to do with the squeezers for my photo idea. With doing product photography or like shooting photos of things, it's kind of like you want to think about what you could do with the deck, what you could do with the product that like not everybody would get to do or like not everybody would do. So I was like, what if I just put a whole deck of squeezers in a big thing of orange juice and like mix it around with a spoon?
And the pictures looked
so good.
Is there a place? It might need to be our Facebook if we revamp it.
Put all those.
Just like when we have good pictures and we don't post them on Instagram or whatever.
Right.
Just to like flood our Facebook with albums of all the pictures we've taken.
Right.
Like those.
Because those turned out really cool, and those weren't like. That was just an idea in the moment of like, what if I just put these in there? So like really with photography, it's kind of just thinking of like what wouldn't you normally do with that?
We now have on record how we need to revamp our Facebook.
Right.
For probably updates on launches of decks.
And those things.
And
because Facebook, we all know that your parents use Facebook.
But it's just not the same.
It's just not the same as Instagram. Even though they're owned by the same people, it's fine. Facebook owns Instagram.
What song am I thinking? But I don't. That's Death of a Bachelor. I was thinking of Don't Feel the Same. I don't remember even what the line is.
I don't look the same?
I don't look the same. Maybe I've lost weight.
All right, we need to move on. Second question. Second question is from Danny Carey 409. So, did you guys ever envision your cards being so loved in the community? And do you have plans for 1 deck a year? 2 ? First of all, thank you for saying that. If like giving us the compliment of our deck being loved in the community, that means a lot.
I've heard from Danny Carey before. So
right.
I know he's a good boy.
And I do like that. Just makes me happy that like to know that people are saying that. Like it makes again affirming kind of like we're doing something.
What I've loved
impactful.
since the beginning are those people who are like, I'm really glad that you comment back. I'm so like the people who say out loud like that they're happy that we're here and that we're participating. Like Is
Right.
that reaffirming? Continue doing this. It's like I can look at a number of likes and a number of views,
But it
and
doesn't
go,
mean anything.
or it can mean something, but then I sometimes make up what it means. But
Right.
when you get those comments back, it's like I know what this means. I can see that person saying it.
Right. To be honest, to answer your question for me, I didn't. If you don't know the original story behind the first Peelers deck,
Wait, what was the question?
did you ever envision yourself having cards?
Oh,
in the
absolutely
community?
not.
I didn't. Me and Nate, if you remember, we sat in one of the buildings here on campus and ordered the prototypes of the Peelers that, if you saw our comparison picture on our Instagram, if you scroll way back, they look really gross. I never thought, like, we got that. We ordered those prototypes, and we didn't even have the faces designed yet.
Nope.
And
I kept having to always recolor our pictures.
right, yeah. And I thought when we ordered those prototypes that, like, that's as far as it would get. I was like, I have something that, like, I put on a card, and it's like doesn't look the greatest, but like
you did it.
I did it. And then now we're like here, and it's
now we're handling. We have 2 decks of cards that are made by the USPCC. We've got custom faces and colors
right
of our deck.
right, and
still cool. Still happening.
Right. And to answer your second question, I think I can safely say this. I think we're planning on releasing 5 decks this year.
That's our goal.
Our goal is to release 5
But
this year.
deadlines or wait times.
Right. Can get hard sometimes, but hopefully we're getting ahead of the curve. So
Did you hear how that rhymed?
I did. Oh, I appreciated it. It rhymed very well. You're a poet.
Didn't know it.
Yeah.
I never saw it going. If we do put out the amount of decks that we would like to put out this year, I didn't see it going past 1.
Right. Once we came out with Peelers, I was like, this is it. I peaked.
I was like, we did it. We put out a deck of our
Right.
custom thing. We're like, dream fulfilled.
Right.
Oops, got to have a new dream.
Right. And then you're like, what do we do? And
Well,
then
because
Squeezers.
Kevin, our producer, was like, well, wouldn't you want to make it the next one?
And we were like, another one?
you want us to do another one?
You want more?
Oh, we'll do another one. and then I basically, as soon as there was an offer for another one, my brain exploded.
Right. Oh, for sure. Like,
can I call this out right now?
Do it.
If you guys have mentioned on our Instagram or any other place a fruit idea and you think we haven't thought of it already, you're hilarious. We do this as our thing. Like, this is our thing.
I think about fruit more than the average person.
Rarely has anybody said a fruit where I'm like, oh, that would be cool. Because I'm like, we've thought of everything.
I've almost gone and just bought every fruit at a store and just like had it.
Just to look at.
Think about.
Just to look at.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm in the fruit aisle.
Sometimes I even think tomatoes, because tomatoes are technically fruits.
We're going to not go there with that conversation because I don't. Then
I just poke the bear and
once you start
like, don't.
once you start doing that kind of complicated stuff, then people are like, well, actually, strawberries are like I don't even know.
Or like berries, like they're like berries are not fruits, and you're like what?
It's just whatever.
Yeah.
Next question.
Anyways,
we didn't see ourselves here.
Final question. Yes, we didn't see ourselves here.
Question. We have
3 questions.
I have these over here.
Oh.
We could probably do it. What time are we at?
This one
What
is.
time are we at?
I don't know. Let me look. We're okay. Let's just keep going. We're at 56. It's fine.
All right, we'll do a couple more. We'll do maybe 5 because I screenshotted them and I'm gonna
Do you
save
have
them for
really
later.
good ones over there?
No, not like all super good ones. There's some that. Here's the thing.
I did 2. You do 2.
I will moderate these because some of them are literally just like one word.
Okay.
We'll do as many as we can. Go ahead. What's your last one?
You do 2.
No, you do the last one because these are the
No,
ones.
you go. No, you go.
go.
Okay, so last question. What was the hardest part in the process of making the Peelers? And that's by Anna Jamara.
Waiting. That was so loud.
Do it again.
Waiting. Still kind of
Waiting
for them to get here.
It took a year and a half. I don't think anybody like I
Did
think
it?
it took a
did.
year and a half, Nate.
Dude, that one summer I spent at that call center, like grinding our Instagram.
Right.
And then that got funny story if you guys haven't heard it yet. Caitlin Chen, Magic Center.
Yes.
I had seen is that the right word?
Yeah.
Had my old YouTube old to where it was literally called, my friend Matt and I mixed our favorite 2 deck names. It was Shadow Assassins 808 at gmail.com.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
Like old. And I was like, you saw our videos when we were recording on like a camcorder in a bedroom and didn't even know what light meant. Like,
yeah.
or what like lighting meant.
Yeah.
And now we're here like running a YouTube channel. We're like putting out tutorials and like actually looking back at that. That's a cool moment to be like, look at how far we've come.
Right.
So her knowing me being a part of this team and then reaching out to Kevin to potentially shout us out if we were to do a Kickstarter. We didn't even know how to run a Kickstarter.
Yeah, so I was trying to do all the legwork and figure it out. Even Cardamundi reached out and said they wanted to print it if we did a Kickstarter.
Yep, and then Kevin was like, "Why don't I don't want this to flop. Why don't I just fund it and get it going?
Print them."
And now
here
we're on the second one, and we're printing more.
Yeah,
we're working on 3.
do some questions from over there.
So questions from over here. One is from my little sister Abby.
Oh, wow.
That just says Swervecast because that was an old podcast I used to do.
This is the new Swervecast.
This is Aren't You Glad?
Aren't You Glad?
And Aren't You Glad it's not the Swervecast because
it was funny. It was pretty good.
It actually was a pretty good podcast, but it started to feel more
You run
like,
out of places to go, I'm sure.
Yes, and him and I could both tell that we like stopped wanting to do it.
It was just something you had to do.
Yeah, and I'm like, it was kind of just like discouraging when we didn't get the reaction we thought we were going to get.
Right.
And so we were like, guys, we need you to send us topics. And like, we get no replies. So we're like, Angelo, you and I are making up more topics this week.
Right.
But like, we plugged out like 25 weeks of that thing.
Right.
And it was on iTunes.
Yeah.
What was the idea that started you guys? If you haven't, I'm going to just say this right now. Go look at that article in our bio, and that will give you all the information you need. Plug. Do you know Siminium cards? I've heard of them and I've seen their thing, but I'm not familiar with like the people who make them or their work.
That's his department.
This is my department, and I haven't even really heard of them. I've just seen the cards that they make, and all I've heard remember, I'm not taking an opinion on this, but I've just heard that they are not great. But I also don't know them, and I would like to take that out to be like, I would love to meet them and have my own idea, but from the feedback I've gotten from other people, it's not necessarily positive.
Right. So if you're watching...
So if Siminium Card is watching, reach out to us so I can form my own opinion about you guys.
Right.
Are there any fruit you definitely don't want to make into a deck?
No.
I think here's my thought. Once we have a bunch of decks out, it's going to be hard to not make similar colors and similar color patterns.
Right.
To make it look good. But I don't think that we would ever not use a fruit.
Right.
There's none and we've thought of a lot of them, if not all of them. There's none of them that I wouldn't be okay making into a thing.
I agree.
How long have I been doing cardistry? Coming up on 6 years in July. You're like, what do you even call yourself anymore with cards?
A hobbyist. I used to do like my magic career peaked in high school, and then I just kind of like, I still do it in social situations, but like, I'm like a retired, like 80-year-old magician already. That's like, I just do it for fun. Like I don't want to like perform anymore. So like now I do this, OPC as kind of like my outlet for cards. But I mean, I did close-up magic, and then now I'm just kind of getting into hard cardistry. I would say I'm a hobbyist in cardistry. I am nowhere near the level Nate's at, and he's still trying to teach me things when we have time.
It's fun though, because It's weird that I keep growing at it because I keep making up so many moves.
Right. Now, if you would like to see anything about, or like in any of my vlogs, or if you want it to be a series on our YouTube about me learning cardistry from Nate,
that would kind of be a funny
that would kind of be a fun little thing I just thought of. So if you want to see that, comment below on the video.
I can't wait to see what the reaction is to this in general, the podcast.
Me either. I'm pretty pumped.
This is good. This is a fun one.
Okay.
And I think it's okay to say because we're not revealing. I'll just go for it. If you need to cut it out, you can, but I think it's going to be funny. So this person asks, we should be saying people's names. Here's one I missed. So Lucia.h1215 asked about Siminium cards. Ben_7101 asks, are y'all coming back with any peelers? I got on the bandwagon late and love your stuff. If you checked the ad card from the Squeezers, won't tell you the date, but yeah, there's a teaser for it. Peelers V2 is coming. Safe to say.
Yeah.
A_more1817 was what was the idea that got you guys started. Sam_saffron, who we know, is the one about the fruit decks,
right.
not wanting to make.
Right.
Philip PBJM was asked how long I was doing cardistry. My little sister, Abby_unfinished, asked about the Swerve cast. And then, what are you checking? Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. And then dead__night_ asked, will the next deck be released with Riffle Shuffle?
Yes.
Yes. But the one after that won't be.
Because we are going to become our own thing.
Are we allowed to say that?
Cards.
Are we allowed to say that?
I mean, like, we technically are our own thing.
By the fourth one, Riffle Shuffle will no longer be a part of it, but me, Kevin, and Cam will have made OPC an independent standing. Is company the right word? Organization,
team, yeah.
Sure.
So we're making that an official thing.
When will the next deck be released?
I don't know.
You'll have it before June, I'll tell you that.
Before CardistryCon.
Before CardistryCon, our new deck will be out.
Right.
Promise. New deck, we already teased that it would be
new deck, question mark?
Peelers V. Dead Knight was also the when will the next deck be released.
Nice.
New deck is from CLF_ALI, Ali. And working on it. You'll see it as soon as we can put it out.
I know. We're getting there. We're close.
How did you get that deck of Saxton playing cards? I talked about it earlier in the show. He's actually a good friend of mine and sent me the prototype because he's actually... Here's a little secret.
Ooh.
More than paper. Well, I have an idea for a deck, and I want it to be released by the time I hit 10K. If I hit 10K.
Okay.
On Instagram. It will be released. I've been working on it with Saxton. So here's a little teaser. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be very me styled from. I'll even give you a little hint on some colors. If you look at my feed, the color you'll probably notice by how many I like to post. I like this color scheme a lot because the color palette that I have for the deck, I have on a lot of my posts. There are 3 specific colors I'm thinking of that I often have in my posts. One of the 3 colors. Because of how aesthetically pleasing it is.
And he's going to leave it at that.
And I will
go find it.
I will leave it there.
Go find it.
I think this is where we end.
I think this is where we end too. So, this has been the first Orange Glad podcast.
Orange Glad?
We didn't say banana.
We didn't say banana.
Yeah.
Although we've said it like 4 times.
I know. But, so if you enjoyed this though, please tell us.
Please leave us some feedback in the comments.
Right.
Let us know on our Instagram. Send us a DM. If you guys know us, we reply to those all the time.
Right.
And we will get to know you better if you comment and let us know you're present.
Right.
Listening.
And we love to interact with you guys.
That's the best part, to be honest.
Right.
I had this moment, and this can be like our last bit that we end on. And my friend Brad was asking me, he's like, you guys make like money off of this? And I'm like, yeah, but that's like so not why I do it. And I was so glad that was my answer. I was like legitimately seeing people, those posts of literally like their new deck. Even if they're not doing a flourish with it, it's like they got their new squeezers or when they got peelers. I'm like, that made me so happy.
Right.
To get to like share that with somebody.
Well, getting paid for us is just making it to where we can continue to do it.
Yeah. Like I had this conversation with my mom the other day on the phone. I don't care about the excess. I would like to have enough money to keep to live on it and then keep doing it.
Right.
And if
that's it,
I don't even really care about fancy cards. I would love to continue making decks of cards.
Right.
We should do our plugs. So at organic_playing_cards on Instagram, at more_than_paper on Instagram. Check those out. Our Facebook we'll probably need to update before we shout that out again.
Right. And if you want to follow us on our personal Instagrams, mine is at Cam Toner Photography.
And mine's at Nathan Ballard Lex. If you Ballard, if you don't know how to spell that, there's underscores between the 2, but like you'll look it up and you'll find me. Or sometimes we tag ourselves on our playing card page.
Right.
And then I think as well, if you haven't subscribed, I don't know if you can tell, but we're putting out a lot more content now.
Right.
So there's a reason to subscribe.
Right.
We're trying to get watch hours so we can hit AdSense so that one of the things that our goal would be to do is start making AdSense revenue so that we can dedicate more time to this. Because if we're actually receiving money from it, then we can make it a bigger priority in our schedules.
And it can be a job.
Right.
So that like we don't have to like work a day job. We can just do this and like make stuff for you guys.
Like, if I got to design decks of cards, make flourishing content, and then continue to make tutorials as my job, oh yeah, I'm going to do that.
Boy.
So he's a good boy.
Right. But yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, if you want to see when we are dropping any new videos, if you want to get notified, ring that bell. And yeah,
For
you
some
guys are
reason,
fantastic.
the YouTube thing, like, doesn't work all the time, even in your subscription box. So
yeah.
One of the things that people, they're like, ring that bell. And one thing I noticed is like, it's not even like a sellout. I kind of thought of it as a sellout thing a while ago, but now it's like a make sure you see it, because sometimes it won't end up in your subscription box. So click the bell just in case.
Right. So do it. Do it. Just do it.
Just polls.
Just do it.
Please do it. So
And this is the end.
I believe this would be our closing out. Do we need to do like a... If we have that opening bit, do we have any closing bits? Or is there any way you particularly want to close it?
We can just do final thoughts.
Oh, I did say I want to kind of summarize.
Yeah, summarize final thoughts.
So we want to go to Cardistry-Con.
Yeah.
See if you can send us there. Our new decks are definitely coming.
Soon, hopefully.
We're working on it.
Right.
Guys, these deadlines and
I
these
know.
wait times.
And we're making more content.
I should say there's a very good reason why this next deck is taking so long to come out. There's some special features about
This one.
a particular
Part.
there's a limited edition version of this one.
Right.
Well, I should say
Not limited.
Not of the deck, but in a way that you receive the deck.
Yeah.
There's a little something for you that Half-Break Bugs. I didn't. What did you hear that?
What? What?
Half-Break Bug. I don't know. If they stayed this
Stop.
long, this is worth it.
This is worth it. Okay, yeah, I'll probably keep it in there. But yeah, all right, and that's it. Yeah, that's the summary of the whole first podcast. Please come back and join us for the next one. The next one probably won't be this long.
We'll just see how it goes. And aren't you glad we ended it here? Goodbye.
That's the ending for sure.
Every time.
Every time. Aren't you glad we're ending it here? Write that down. That needs to be the end.
Aren't you glad we're stopping here?
Sorry. I just needed to. Hey, I'm gonna be free in like 30 minutes. Okay, we can probably stop recording everything now.